Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Let's get back to Iraq, because there's a few things happening out there that have caught my attention. I think we should talk about some good, some bad. I mean, again, Iraq's still moving in the right direction, which we love. But there was something that I saw Al-Qademi do that it did bother me a little bit. You'll see what I'm talking about. Hey folks, just a quick reminder that back in 2008 and 9, a lot of people lost all of their retirement savings in their 401ks and IRAs because they did not own gold and silver. Yeah, that's right, gold and silver protects you from a market crash. So do yourself a favor, protect your retirement by purchasing gold and silver. You can go to moneymetals.com, reach out to them, and they will help you set yourself up to protect you and your family from having to start all over from scratch. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they will send along with your order a free half ounce of silver. So folks, do yourself a favor, head on over to moneymetals.com and protect you and your family from a market crash, as well as inflation. Not just a market crash, not just inflation, but definitely a bill-in. There's more and more talk about that, by the way. Drives me insane. Look, for those of you looking for my address, there it is right here. And you guys know I have an alternative website, which you should go over and listen to because there's a lot of information out there about the RONA that you should be paying attention to. You guys know I'm heading out to Texas this month. I'll be there on the 24th, out there in Plano, Texas. Hope you guys come out there and join us. I'll leave the link for the details down below. I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of people. This is going to be a lot of fun. And again, must I stress, it has an open bar. Good Lord, come on now. This I was not ready for. I did not realize how many people are pretty hip to this. I told people this is one of the things I took right here when I was dealing with a little sickness in the house here. You guys know I'm talking about the RONA. Okay? My kids call it the icky water, but that's okay. Our research shows that it does a great job of blocking, preventing. Okay? Now, that's what worked for us. You could do and Google your own research to find out what you need to know about this. It's raw organic sulfur. The link for this is down below in the description. But here's the other part I was not ready for. How many people reached out to me? Women, they've been using it. Some people have been using this for a long time. They said it helps with more women things than you know. I was like, of course, I'm not a woman. I don't know. So outside of the longer fingernails, the thicker, longer hair that it gives you, okay? It's really good at increasing your oxygen levels, just so you know, okay? But there's other information that was being shared with me that I was like, okay, I don't know anything about that. And it's dealing with menopause. I did not realize how much that helps in that area, right? Not that I want to get into details, because women were sharing a lot of information with me about raw sulfur that I was unaware of, okay? So it does a great job. I guess, obviously, it does more than blocking the RONA, okay? So I encourage you guys to go over and check it out. There's a really good deal there. Dr. Ron had given us some of the raw sulfur a long time ago, and I had it. So when we saw that, we used it as part of our treatment plan, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know how to say it. I'm trying to just avoid from getting in trouble. But it works really good. So it has multiple uses. You guys, I encourage you to Google it because there's plenty of things about that I was not aware of. One thing is for you growers, it is growing season, or it's towards the end anyways. Look, you guys know what that does, raw sulfur, man. All right, it helps with the amino acids in the plants to make them grow good. Not just for those types of plants, people. I'm not just talking about my 420 people. I'm talking about tomatoes too. Tomatoes, really good. Corn, all those types of stuff. So if you are growing the garden, you can use that. I didn't know that. So you could use, well, I'm not lying. I'm lying. I knew about it, all right? So anyways, you could use the raw sulfur to help with your feeding process. You know, you don't need a lot of it, but what you find out is that it's a big boost when it comes to the amino acids to the plants, all right? So sorry, I don't want to get too sidetracked off of it, but I was surprised at how many people had many different uses for that stuff. Good Lord, man. I was like, I didn't know that. I had to look at it. After a while, I thought people were making it up. So the link to go buy that is down below in the description. You guys head on over there. It's really good product, obviously, and it's not that expensive over there. So let's actually get into Iraq. So what do we find out? U.S. shot down a pair of Iranian drones attacking the Iraq airport. So here's my thing. So Al-Qademi goes on over there to Iran, and as he's there, really, they have two drones attacking the airport. Why? I just don't get it. I'm starting to really question a lot of things that we're hearing in the media, and let me tell you why. You see, after that big screw up in Afghanistan, all of a sudden in the media we heard, ooh, these drones killed these terrorist people. Oh, yeah. No, can we find out? They lied. They just hit some arbitrary people out there. Well, it wasn't just arbitrary. They wiped out an entire family that worked 14 years with the United States and helping them over there in Afghanistan. They just shot at a target and said, yep, they're terrorists, and just had the media run interference for them, and come and find out that was a lie. So now you really can't trust what the media is telling you. So is there some Iranian drones attacking Iraq airport? I don't know. But it seems kind of weird that they would do that. I just don't understand what the benefit would be from this. And let me tell you why. They've been wanting the United States out of Iraq anyways. Want them out of there. So why would you do something to provoke them? Well, I mean, it is Joe Biden. It's not like he's going to do anything, but I get it. So John Kerry's probably in there telling him to do this. Who knows? The U.S. military struck down 2 Iranian drones attacking the Erbil airport. Wow. The late attack on the 20th anniversary of September 11 did not come with any reports of casualties or damage, according to the spokesperson. Each attack against the coalition undermines the authority of the Iraqi institutions, the rule of law, and Iraq's national sovereignty. So this is why it just doesn't make sense to me. That they always do it seems to be like the opposite of what you should do. Okay? So here's a whole article on this. I don't know what to think of this. That does seem like something stupid they would do, but at the same time, that doesn't make no sense to me. It just doesn't. You're not gaining anything by this. So after this big incident now with our media lying to us, saying, hey, we got some terrorists, going to find out it wasn't. It was an innocent family. They obliviated. All right? So just so they can go, hey, we got terrorists. So it's really hard to know what to trust in the news, to be quite honest with you. Anyways, let me show you all the good stuff after we got through all the ugly stuff, and that is Iraq continues to deal with other countries to open up to outside investment, trade deals, you name it. And the more they do that, the better it is for the country. So it says the Saudi Surah approves a draft agreement to avoid double taxation with Iraq. Well, that's always a good thing. So on Monday, it looks like they came up with an agreement with the convening of the 41st regular session of the first year of the 8th session, video communication, which was held near the chairmanship of the chairman of the council. Yeah, that's what it says. I'm not kidding. Anyways, the point is they came up with an agreement not to do double taxation. How about we just do it like that? Iraq, Al-Qademi obtained, so this is one of the things that bothers me. All right. When I read this, I was like, no, what? Are you serious? Iraq, Al-Qademi obtained Tehran's approval for a second government term. Al-Hakim supports him. Stoddard is betting on him. Why do you need to go to Iran to get their approval? I mean, maybe I'm looking into this wrong, but you're supposed to try to be a sovereign nation. And if you're going over there so that your prime minister can ask for permission to run again, am I the only one thinking this is not exactly what I would consider to be a sovereign nation? Why do you need permission from Iran? I must be missing something. Or could it just be that Al-Qademi might just be going, look, I'm going to keep everything chill. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep peace and stability in the Middle East, including going over and asking for permission. Whether or not he really cares to have it, I don't know. But I just think it's not exactly what I would be looking for in him to be a leader. I just don't understand why he needs permission from Tehran. So we know Al-Qademi went over to Iran. We know this. And he met with the powers that be over there. And then it said like this, with the elections less than 30 days away, it reflects a package of goals that Al-Qademi seeks to achieve, foremost of which his quest for a second term of government. Those sources said that the Shiite political forces competing for the elections are not able to present acceptable candidate for the prime minister at the local and regional levels, and that Al-Qademi established a system of wide relations and gained the trust of many parties, which made he aspires to get a second term. This is what I was talking about. So somehow, some way, Al-Kadhimi's done a great job of reaching out to all the different factions out there, getting in their good graces, that they all support him. This is good. I like this, but at the same time, I just don't understand why you need to go to Iran. I guess just to keep things calm would be the better way to put it. So if that's the case, good. Then it's a good move. But at the same time, so anyways, it looks like the Wisdom movement is supporting both candidates, which includes Al-Kadhimi. So a member of the political body of the Wisdom movement said that the approach and project of the state forces, which include Akeem, and the forces of the October Tide, which represents the October activists and moderate political forces, refuse to deal with political parties that support the armed factions. So again, Al-Kadhimi obviously doing a good job of straddling the fence on all of these things. So, okay, maybe I was looking at this wrong. I just thought that's not what I wanted to see. That's not what I wanted to hear. It almost gives the appearance that he is operating as a puppet, which I don't like. The European Union sends a mission to monitor the Iraqi elections. In response to the invitation of the Independent High Electoral Commission in Iraq, the European Union decided to send a mission to monitor the parliamentary elections scheduled for next October. The Europeans believe that these elections constitute an important step on the path of consolidating democracy in Iraq, stressing the need for the process to take place in peace and on safe terms for the participants, candidates, and civil society activists. President Saleh himself said, "I'm looking forward to a second term. I have a lot to offer. So far, so good, big dog." The President of the Republic, Saleh, announced his aspirations for a second term of the presidency, noting that this depends on the results of the elections. So basically, he wants to see who's going to win before he goes ahead and throws his hat in the ring. So we'll keep an eye on it. Joint operations. The Commander-in-Chief orders the detentions of officers who accompany candidates in electoral campaigns. Well, it looks biased then. So, if you see officers in the military accompanying certain individuals, then what does that mean? Does that mean their loyalty is to them and only to them? So I can understand the appearance doesn't look good. I don't know about the detention part, but whatever it is, I get it. Al-Kadhimi's visit to Tehran, sealed agreement signed during the Baghdad summit. The Prime Minister's visit to the Iranian capital aimed to activate the understandings enacted with the Islamic Republic of Baghdad conference. It says here, many understand the memorandum and treaties in various fields were put into practice, and most notably water, energy, and commercial exchange, and the borders. The visit is to activate the memorandums of understanding signed by both parties, signed by both countries during the Baghdad conference for cooperation and partnership. That's going to help both Iran as well as Iraq. My boss, Al-Kadhimi, informed us that of the cancellation of entry visas between Iraq and Iran. So it's not like they're going to stop people from going back and forth, and they're just saying you don't need the visas any longer. You can just go freely. That's what this is about. We like this. U.S. Ambassador, Washington seeks to support the private sector in Iraq because we want them to really start building up the private sector. So Matthew Toller, on Sunday, his desire to support the private sectors in Iraq. Toller said in a statement, our participation in the conference to launch the results of the Small Medium Enterprises Survey for the government, to shed light on and focus on fields surveys, launch small and medium enterprises, and put the light on empowering women. This is why I like Al-Kadhimi. Look at this. Iraq wants better relations with all neighboring countries, and our position is firm on the relationships with Iran. Probably a lot of people are saying, we're not comfortable with it. But look, they're not going to change. He's trying to bring peace there, in my opinion. He seems to be doing a pretty good job. So he's not changed his relationship with Iran. In numbers and details, the 2022 budget and a precedent that did not happen before. The financial authority represented by the Federal Ministry of Finance is close to completing the participation of the draft federal budget bill for 2022. The Budget Strategic Committee, through the meetings held in more than 24 meetings throughout the year, I have concluded that the spending ceiling in the 2022 budget will not exceed the spending ceiling of the 2021 budget. And if there is an increase, it is likely to be about 10%. So they changed the what they projected would be the cost per barrel that they would earn. So it went from 45 to 50. Let's hope it stays above that because that's surplus. So looking good. So they're ready to go ahead and hand in what they expect to be the 2022 budget. Slight changes in there. It says the budget was dealt with a high impartiality and outside political disputes and enjoys a high transparency, and that it included applications of the reform white paper, especially with regards to diversifying non-oil sources, which is what you want, addressing waste and unnecessary expenditures, and directing expenditures correctly. So somebody got in there and started telling people, hey, this is a better way to manage our money. So this is the details on there, and everybody is asking. Of course, they're telling you in here. Everybody's asking about the rate, but in here, I noticed they didn't say much about the rate. So yeah, this budget's going to be good. We're going to see where it is. We'll see in a proposal whether or not there's a rate in there. So we're not going to look one way or the other. There's no assumptions. We have no idea until we see what's in the budget. All right, you guys, that's it for now. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.